Hey, How to Heaven viewers. So it's been a bit since I've posted, been doing a lot of different things, but I thought what I would do is give you a quick video on my latest vehicle. So I didn't even get a chance to do a video on the 2021 Corolla hatchback, my charcoal gray one. I ended up getting a Lexus ES350, but that's a whole nother video. And I just got another vehicle. So that's what today's video is going to be about, and I'll do a quick one and show you what we got. So thanks for watching. So here's a view for you. See if you could figure this one out. This is the roof. So if you know what it is, comment. Basically a hardtop. Do you know what it is yet? Let's take a walk on the underside. So Porsches are pretty new to me. I've only owned one, a 924, but that's what we're looking at is a Porsche. And this is a 911. It's a 2000 Carrera. It's the rear wheel drive. And it's got 84,000 miles, excuse me, 74,000 miles on it. And this is what it looks like. So you can see the bushings are not cracked. The end links on the sway bar looks good. There is almost no leak whatsoever. There's almost no oil at your mating surface between the transaxle and the engine, which means the rear main oil seal is good. I don't know if it's had the infamous IMS bearing, but it's kind of due for a clutch. Let's outweigh at the top. So I'll be doing that and possibly an IMS bearing. But you can see this car is in excellent condition for being 21 years old. It's got all the panels, nothing is missing. The frame supports here completely unscathed. So this was a very lightly driven Porsche. The discs look good, calipers, the struts are not leaking, there are no leaks, the bushings look good, and so you get your tuning fork here and your little lower A-arm, the coffin arm or whatever they call it. So I got a quick education by watching a YouTuber in England, I believe. It's called Friends Green Porsche. And if you're into Porsches, he's into 996s and a bunch of other different cars, but he buys and repairs, or I should say refurbishes, a lot of 996. And Porsche's got a bunch of designations for their 911. Even though they're all called 911, there are a bunch of different numbers, and so there's just a lot of information out there that you need to bone up on. The 991, the 993, the 997. The list just goes on and on and on. I mean, I believe the first 911 was from 1956. But Friends Green Porsche, it's a great channel to watch, and he really knows his stuff. So I recommend, if you're going to get into Porsches, that you just watch him. He goes through every vehicle. He'll talk about the brakes, the suspension, the bushings, oil seal, and all of that. So enough of the bottom side. Let's look at the top side. Okay, so it's still on the lift, as you can well see. This has the spoiler that goes up, I don't know, 50, 55 miles an hour. And Here's the interior. It's a nice gray colored interior. I really like it. I'm trying to get away from the blacks. You know, here we are in Arizona, and the black interiors, they're actually very hot, believe it or not, in the summer. So we're still on the lift, but I'm gonna do a walk around here just to kind of show you from up above what it looks like. I haven't gone through to figure out the options yet, but I noticed it had white gauge faces and the 3-spoke steering wheel. Both of those are options, as well as the convertible, or as you purists would call it, the cabriolet. So it has these things, which if you don't know, those are roll bars, and they're kind of actuated like airbags. And so if you get in an accident, those two things pop up. And it's got no glove box and no cup holders. And that's going to change. 18-inch wheels. They're staggered. So it's got 265 35 ZR18s in the rear and 225 40 ZR18s in the front. And these are Nexen wheels. They're from 2015, 2016. So they're getting kind of aged, but because of the low mileage, the tires are in excellent condition. But if you know anything about tires, they should be replaced based on age. So the fronts look better than the rears as far as tread depth is concerned. But I'll probably be changing those at some point. Here is the cover to the top, the hard top. I think he drove it home and never used the cover or the hard top again. So let me just show you what the rack looks like. The rack came with it. It's got wheels. It does not fold up. It's very lightweight. And I think somebody added these. I don't know, the little cushions. They're great, but you can see that the top is touching the back rail. I'm going to throw the cover on here in a second. But I thought I would show you what the rack looks like, at least this one that came with this Carrera. It's got 2 locking wheels, which is convenient. And let me show you the top. Now I'll do a video a little bit later on how to install and remove the top. And I believe the top weighs less than 75 pounds. Okay, so here is the cover. And like I said, I'm going to put the cover on. It doesn't seem to be a front or a rear, which is probably pretty typical. I don't see any markings whatsoever. So we'll put this over the top. Struggle with it here for a sec. Let's see. Yeah, it could be a ghost on Halloween. The gray ghost. So let's see. See if I can get that over. Obviously that didn't work. One more time. So we go over the top like that, thusly. Now, I'm going to lean it forward a little bit because of that top hitting the rack. And we don't want this to get scratched, so put this on, and then I'll show you how easy it is. Take the brake off, and I'll show you how easy it is to rotate it. So I'm going to rotate it like this. Now the top is touching right there, so I want to tuck this cover in between the rack and the top. So let me show you what I'm doing here. lifting the top. Like I said, the top only weighs 70, I believe 73 pounds. It's pretty light, and it does have a glass back on it. So, and there's an electrical connection somewhere, but since I just got this and I'm still learning about it, I don't quite know where that electrical connection is. And it's there because the rear window on the top is glass, and it is also defroster. It's got a defroster built into it. So there you go. So now the top is protected. And like I said, I'll do a video on the top later, because there's not a lot of information about that out there. So let's look at the car. That's a funny temporary license plate there. And no, it doesn't have 187 horsepower. It's more like 300. Notice how the rear seat backs, they angle forward like this. Although you'd think that's uncomfortable, it's not, because you'll never fit back there, despite what everybody says, unless you have no legs or you are a child, very small child. So no need to worry about the back angle. It's just really storage. And that, my friends, is my new project car, which currently doesn't need anything. Oil's been changed and all that, but I'll detail it, clean it up, and enjoy it while the weather's nice. It's convertible weather. So what do you got in the back? Well, there you go. Air cleaner, oil filler cap, dipstick, hydraulic fluid, radiator fluid, and that's it. So what's in the front? the front trunk, or frunk. I like to call that the bonnet. It's a lot nicer of a name. Got a toolkit, a Lexus medical bag, and those go on the hard top. I believe that's the amplifier. Brake fluid right there, windshield washer fluid right there, and that is the extent of everything. So, if you enjoy my videos, keep watching. There's going to be more videos about the Porsche 911 Carrera Cabriolet. Thanks for watching.